All right, guys, this is why it's important. Listen to me. It's why it's important to keep your phone charged. Answer all your phone calls, your emails, your communications, and if you're in doubt if it's a legitimate communication, you can always call me. Okay? Here's the reason why. Somebody that I know and that you know, and I'm not going to mention his name, has got his appointment for Monday. Are you listening to me? If you think this thing is not real, and you think I'm full of bullshit, that's fine. Think what you want, but this guy has an appointment for Monday. Okay? Use your discernment on contacting me. I love you all. God bless. Bye-bye.
She became rich by having inside information. She made a fortune with her husband, and I think that's disgraceful. So in that sense, I'd like it, but I'd have to really see I study these things very carefully, and this just happened. So I'll take a look at it. But conceptually, I like it. And what I do think is Nancy Pelosi should be investigated, because she has the highest return of anybody practically in the history of Wall Street, save a few. How did that happen? It happened by she knows exactly what's going to happen, what's going to be announced. She buys stock, and then the stock goes up after the announcement's made. And she ought to be investigated. Been waiting a long time. And I do want to commend Doug Collins, because I hear he's doing a fantastic job. He's done an incredible job. Okay. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
No auto pen? It's a very important bill, and we want to thank everybody for the great help, and in particular, you two guys have done a fantastic job. Thank you very much. Okay, put the pen. Put the pen. Put another pen. And we'll take them and give them to the other people to help. Okay?
Very well.
August 1st is a very big day for this country, because money is going to pour into the United States like we've never seen before.
Good afternoon. My colleagues and I remain squarely focused on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people. Despite heightened uncertainty, the economy is still in a solid position. The unemployment rate remains low, and the labor market is at or near maximum employment. Inflation has come down a great deal, but has been running somewhat above our 2% longer-run objective. In support of our goals, today the Federal Open Market Committee decided to leave our policy interest rate unchanged. The risks of higher unemployment and higher inflation appear to have risen, and we believe that the current stance of monetary policy leaves us well positioned to respond in a timely way to potential economic developments.
C3 posted on X. 6:21 a.m., July 31st, 2025. Jerome Powell is political operative, just another weapon in the coup against Trump. He won't cut rates because it will help Trump when it helps Americans. This mirrors his decision today, even though all indicators are now in favor of a cut. Traitor.
Each other. It's fine. It's fine.
Where were we? What did I do? I had this one going. All right. Okay, let's do the news update. And guys, the thing is, I wish where's my news? Where's my news update? There it is. All right, I have news. I can't tell you what the news is because I promised I wouldn't. But let me see if I can dance around what news there is. We are still good for today. We are still in the range for it to happen today. It absolutely could happen today. I have that verification from like 3 different sources. So Jen's prediction is still solid, What we're looking for is a new rate. I also have bond people, 2 people on the bond side that are expecting to complete paperwork, after which they should almost immediately receive funds. In other words, probably the same day. So that's happening today. I have another person who's a high-tier bondholder who has been told he will be paid today. I will know that. There's a way I will know that. And if I know that, I think I'll just post on Telegram, okay, I now know what I know. What this means is, if this happens, if the rate doesn't show, but the other bond people get paid, guess what? That means we're on. It means we might not see the rate today, but we are on. It means it is happening. Once money starts getting down to the individual level, not the institutional level, which is where it's been before, we're on. It's happening. It can't be stopped. I would tell you to pay attention. There's rumor going around that the XRP lawsuit has been settled or is going away. If that happens, that's a sign. That means XRP will take off. Other people are saying that's not true. So I would like to ask Donald Trump to start putting the hammer down on his SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, or Securities Exchange Commission, either one or both, and get them to drop this lawsuit. This lawsuit was brought against Ripple and XRP because by the banks by corrupting government officials. The reason for that is that the implementation of XRP as a payment system means everything changes and banks are no longer necessary. In other words, if I want to pay Jen, I don't have to go through any banks. I don't have to go through any Cash App. I just go to XRP and I pay Jen. I say, hey, Jen, here's $500. Go to Costco.
Let's try it right now.
Have a good time. Yes, I will try that. Have a good time at Costco. It eliminates the middleman of the banks, and that's why they've been trying to stop this. Think about it like this. You will no longer have a paycheck. You will no longer be paid once a month, every 2 weeks, or once a week. You will be paid instantaneously. You could be paid by the day, by the hour, by the minute. You could be paid by the second for every bit of work that you do. That's what XRP does. There's no payroll anymore. There's no payroll employees. There's no banks. You just set it up and say, okay, when Jen sits down at her computer and does this, I want to give her that much money. Boom. Kaboom. So that is rumored to be ending today. If it does, XRP is going to take off. If XRP takes off, guess what? Everything else starts to follow. So in terms of news, that's really all there is. All I have to tell you is it's still alive. It is scheduled, as far as I know, it's scheduled for today, just like Jen told you. And this is from people that don't know who Jen is at all. Although I suspect a lot more people know who you are than we think, Jen. I suspect that. But it's supposed to be happening. So here we are waiting for it. I noticed Tony has not scheduled his call for this time. That's an indication he's waiting on something.
The word hope sounds good, but what if it's a spell of powerlessness? Hear me out. The word comes from the Old English word hopion, which means to wish for something without knowing that it will happen. It's rooted in uncertainty, in delay, in maybe, someday, if I'm lucky. And every time you say I hope, you're pushing your power into the future. And you pause your presence. All your power is in the now. So saying I hope I get it means I don't have it now. And the universe works in the now. And energetically, you're always waiting. Instead, use this. I trust it's aligning. I envision this now. I command arrival. I prepare with certainty. And these are creation words, not coping words. This is why manifesting may not work for a lot, because you're hoping, you're waiting for it to come. You have to become that person right now and do what that person does right now. Speak like a creator and speak like the future already recognizes you.
It appears to have washed up on the shore. There is no information about the connection with this tsunami, but it is observed that a whale has washed ashore on the coast of Tateyama City, Chiba Prefecture. You can see several whales. As far as can be seen in the footage, 3 whales can be confirmed. This was footage from Tateyama City, Chiba Prefecture.
ДО.G.E выкинул на берег. Приехали помочь, чем можем. На воду их не скинем никак. Тяжелая. Целая семья. Маленький кусочек. Смотри, как плачет. Смотри, как плачет. Слезы, смотри. Густые слезы. Капец. Бедолаги.
Very sad. A bang that echoed around the world. A phenomenon known as the Death Stranding. Whales have started to wash ashore in Japan and Russia as a result of the massive tsunami. This is not good. It's not a common thing to see at all, and it's indicative that this quake was absolutely devastating to the marine life. What is really eye-opening about this is that in the video game Death Stranding by legendary developer Kojima Hideo, there is a scene which depicts whales washing up on shore to depict the end of humanity. It wasn't only Japan that saw whales coming ashore, but also Kamchatka, Russia, where it started, saw 5 beluga whales wash up from the power of the tsunami. Interestingly, one of the things that Jesus warned about explicitly is earthquakes. From Mark 13 verse 8, there will be earthquakes in various places and famines. These are the beginning of birth pains, a clear warning for time of great tribulation. These are truly biblical days we live in. Donald J. Trump on Truth. Until this happens, nothing will change. He is preparing the public. Donald J. Trump on Truth. Treason. Evidence proves both the FBI and CIA were deeply involved in the historic 2020 election lie that Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian propaganda. New York Post spies who lie. The intelligence experts who falsely discredited Hunter Biden's laptop and still won't say sorry. Read truth if you want these criminals brought to justice. Forwarded from El Donaldo Trumpo. Secretary Marco Rubio, POTUS and U.S. Treasury have sanctioned Brazilian Supreme Court Justice Alexandre de Moraes under the global Magnitsky sanctions program for serious human rights abuses. Let this be a warning to those who will trample on the fundamental rights of their countrymen. Judicial robes cannot protect you. Ka-boom. Was forwarded from AJ Ray. Now, Wolvie said the other night when he did his live call, it was Monday, that he wasn't sure whether you had to show your original birth certificate because he only has a copy and I only have a copy as well. Anyway, I was reading this. In the United States, no state, including Pennsylvania, will send you your original birth certificate. The original is a permanent government record kept by the state's Vital Records Office and never released to anyone, not even the person named on it. Why? What they provide instead is a certified copy of the birth certificate. This certified copy is official and legal for all government purposes, e.g. passport, social security, real ID. Printed on special security paper with a raised seal, signature and date. An exact copy of the original or a digital extract, depending on how the record is stored. Why they don't send the original? The original birth certificate is a vital record maintained permanently in the state's archives. It cannot be released to individuals. Certified copies serve the same purpose and are accepted universally. So in your case, you are not wasting your time. What you'll receive is a certified copy, and that's the only official version legally provided to anyone. If you need of identity verification, legal, or personal reasons, the certified copy will fully suffice. This was forwarded from Donald J. Trump on Truth. The August 1st deadline is the August 1st deadline. It stands strong, and it will not be extended. A big day for America. U.S. Emergency Alert. Pacific, earthquake measuring 8.0 in the Pacific Ocean off Russia. Tsunami watch for Hawaii, Guam, and the Northern Mariana Islands. Source NTWC, 7:39 p.m. Eastern, 6:39 p.m. 7:29:25. Wow. The Ring of Fire. Oh look, New Zealand's in its path. Zoom News on X posted 9:16 p.m. July 30th, 2025. Breaking. The Kurdistan Regional Government KRG Council of Ministers requests guarantees from the Iraqi government to resume Kurdistan's oil exports through SOMO, hand over non-oil revenues by full implementing the latest Baghdad Herbal Agreement without any new amendments, and immediately release the delayed salaries for June and July, a council source told Zoom News. D.O.G.E HQ from X. Holy crap! Nancy Pelosi is being sued for $350 million by January 6 patriots that are claiming it was a coordinated setup. This is justice. This was forwarded from Carpathia. It's got CED from across X, Majid. 6 hour for the doubters about RV before August 1st. What was the first thing mentioned in the tariffs executive order? Oh yeah, stop currency manipulation. Quote Majid. Majid posted on X at 9:09 p.m. July 30th, 2025. After that, no turning back. Closure of banks for 7 to 10 days. Launch of the EBS system on all frequencies. Issuance of gold-backed digital currency directly to biometric wallets. Today is July 29th. It is a currency reset, and the global reset will begin with the reintroduction and valuation of the Iraqi dinar. The current price of the dinar to Iraqi citizens is $5.41 after the revaluation, and within days it will rise to the top. The fall of the regime in Iraq today is July 29. It is a currency reset, and the global reset will begin with the reintroduction and evaluation of the Iraqi dinar. The current price of the dinar to Iraqi citizens is $5.41 after the evaluation, and within days it will rise to the top. An announcement about the currency of Iraq and America. July 30th, Texas Snake. Forex rules are that foreign currency rates are released at 2 a.m. EDT on the back screens, and the banks cannot list those rates for a period of 12 hours to the public. Thus, should the new rates be listed tomorrow morning at 0200 hours, it would be 2 p.m. EDT on Friday before the public would know the new rates. Banker is being advised that email announcements and 800 numbers would begin on August 1st, and the first day for scheduling appointments would be August 4th, which is next Monday. Hopefully, we are very near the end of our voyage. Say your prayers. From Totally Tartarian. Tony thinks we may see the Dinar rate on the Forex this evening after 10:30 p.m. Pacific, 1:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 a.m. in Iraq. This was forwarded from A to Z Dreams group chat. Chat is back open. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of chat about after the Tony call. By the way, I have further confirmation on what he said the other day about the Forex going live, waiting to see if he puts it out there first. Sometimes he does talk in a way of word salad. But let's just see what comes out of it. He's trying his best as well. Whatever his past included, TNT has been given info from, is it White Hats or White House now, and it's worth listening to him. Forwarded from Carpathia, Tony says live rates Thursday morning in country. Forwarded from Ginger Doucette, Tony says banks are saying they will only make appointments for currency exchanges through the 800 number system. Now, is that just for the US, or some people rented a bus and went to a bank en masse, saying he had said to do so. LOL. Per Tony, intel today was non-existent. People have expressed concern to Tony about sharing the info he has today. It has been a process, with each step needing to be taken to make it work. Tony says they had to take Maliki out. Maliki is in hospital with a heart attack. Just a coincidence. It was an issue over the past 2 weeks. Secret meetings with Maliki going against Sudani. The timeline this week for exchanges yesterday was true, but banks were told not to go until they were given the word. Even though the IMF had pushed it through, they were stopped. Agreements were made. After Maliki was hospitalized, he's now home. Then nothing today. Never this quiet in 15 years. Then everything poured out from everywhere. It is done. Tony has a timeline, how it was put together, what will happen next and when. The numbers he's heard are crazy, so he's afraid to share them. So much so, one of Tony's members will be dining at the same table as Elon Musk. The rates were live on the secondary level on the teller's screens. You cannot exchange. DNP is also on the screen, do not process. So they cannot exchange for you, but it has reached the teller level. It also says DNB, do not buy. It went live today. It's on the bank screens. By every indication from everyone Tony has talked to, they have 12 hours from the time it appeared on these screens before they must make it available to the public. They have until 1:30 a.m. in Iraq. They were told Tuesday night their new rate will go live Thursday morning. You should be able to see it and go to the bank in the morning. Tony is reading from the rules, the banking rules, the international rules, and this is what it says. It is supposed to work. They are ready for it. Tomorrow morning, it should go live on the telescreens. You have to use the automated system to make appointments. We won't know what this is until we get the numbers. The IQD rate on screens is over $5. One member was offered $28 on Tuesday. I believe he couldn't complete the transaction. They were also offered 33 cents on the Bolivar. We've heard that several times now. He was also offered a rate for the VND. Tony has heard higher and lower rates for the Bolivar. A to Z Dreams update, 7/30/25. TNT Tony said even though they did what they did earlier in the week, the banks could exchange. The banks were still being told don't go. All of that was before the Maliki incident. His assumption is that having him out of the picture, it freed up some other agreements that were being made. And probably the most exciting thing he reported that we were waiting for him to say is, ding ding ding, rates are live at the telescreens, but it says DNB, do not buy. Yes, that is right. Forex did go live when he said it did, but the banks still won't process. This was the biggest nugget the A to Z team got today as well, and we confirm that what we heard this before Tony's call tonight. Iraqi citizens were told that the new rate will go live Thursday morning, A to Z Dreams. And this was also forwarded from Ginger Doucette. Maria Nicole says the VND is on Forex. She says we will have 90 days to exchange. She's quoting $1.47 for the Indonesian rupiah, INR. VND, she says $2 to $2.25. She believes it is Sudani that has stalled this. She believes exchanges will start August 1st. She said Iran just announced they will be taking 4 zeros off their currency. She thinks it will be close to the value of the IQD. She thinks Wells Fargo will be the bank to exchange the Bolivar. She says banks will require you to make an appointment to exchange. She believes the IQD rate will float, but the VND will be a fixed rate. Says the rate will be visible in Eastern Forex markets before our Forex opens, assuming a midnight PST rate change. She ended the live stream again and is starting a new one, just as Tony is coming online live. Mr. Paul from X posted 7:55 a.m. July 31st, 2025. Q broadcast signal crosses FM, AM, TV, one voice, one stream. Biometric wallet update pushes to all smartphones at 400 Eastern. Global Medbed Index released, 20 pilot centers activated. Trader Girl Q on X, 24-hour warning, be vigilant, see something, say something. Q post 3568, July 31st, 2019, 12:41:49. 24-hour warning, be vigilant, see something, say something, know your surroundings at all times. Q. How to get off the organ donation list. I was just at the DMV. Many are asking how to get off the donor list if you already registered with the DMV. The DMV will not remove you off the registry. Even if you don't want to be on the registry, you have to call the Donate for Life hotline to get it removed. Then contact the DMV to get a new license issued. Here is the phone number, 1866 797 2366. Organ donation happens after death and your decision will not impact medical treatment. Not from the stories that I've heard. Organ donation happens after death and your decision will not impact medical treatment. Not true. I've seen some stories of the terrible things that particularly a hospital in America has been doing to patients. And the patient is still alive? Really? Families tell the truth. Everyone deserves a chance at life. Here's a photo that some Alaskan cruisers posted. It was seen before the earthquake, I believe. Is this our 9/11 event? Alaska cruise excursions. Did anyone see the 2 fireballs in the sky tonight from the cruise ship? We are between Canada and Alaska currently. They had smoke behind them and then vanished. A bunch of us saw them and didn't know what they were. They lasted for 5 or 6 minutes. Did anyone take a pic? What were they? The Red Rover on X posted 4:09 a.m. 7:30:25. Ask Perplexity, must be AI. Translate this recording and write it in the dialogue form if there is more than one person talking. Also translate the text and write it beneath the dialogue. Of course, here's the translation of the audio from the video along with the text from the image you shared. Video dialogue. Speaker. The fall of the regime in Iraq is now official. Yes, the new Iraqi currency, the Dinar, has now been announced in America. It was announced that 1 dinar equals $5, which means the Iraqi currency has now been dropped, and the economy in Iraq will fall very soon. We are now approaching the 8th month. In the 8th month, the regime in Iraq will fall politically. It is expected that an internal war will happen in Iraq from the 5th to the 16th or 18th, and over 2 years, the regime in Iraq will officially fall. Text from the image. The image shows a translation of a post that reads, The fall of the regime in Iraq. Today is July 29. It is a currency reset, and the global reset will begin with the reintroduction of the evaluation of the Iraqi dinar. The current price of the dinar to Iraqi citizens is $5.41 after the evaluation, and within days it will rise to the top. An announcement about the currency of Iraq in America. Many people are angry at each other, but not at the system they live in. They are aiming at the wrong target. Blaming the players instead of questioning the game is how the system stays undefeated. It is not just about waking up to the falsehoods in the world. It's mostly about waking up to who you really are. It's about taking back control of our minds and hearts. There's a rare fire in the soul of someone who's been through hell, clawed their way out and turned their scars into maps for others. I don't care how deep you sank or what broke you. What matters is that you rose, and now you light the path.